You have to make it resounding. So how are we doing? Echo it loudly. I can see some people bending their head. We shouldn't be doing that. Instead, we should be responding. Do you understand? So I'll take that again. Good morning, Gen Z leaders. How are we doing this morning? Great. That's the energy. All right. Thank you once again to everyone. Thank you to the convener, Yinka, for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I was at the last edition of the Gen Z Summit held in 2023, and I'm super excited to be there again. We'll be dissecting a very interesting topic around hacking the system for good, utilizing media, technology, and entrepreneurship. And I'm super excited to just delve into this very interesting topic and share from my wealth of experience. So when we hear the concept of hacking, right? When you hear the word hacking most times, it sounds like an author trying to hack into something negative. Or an hacker hacking into a computer system or hacking into a banking system. But in this context, hacking the system speaks to creative disruption. It speaks to innovative disruption. So when we say hacking the system for good, it's speaking to creatively disrupting the system for good. Now, we live in a world where things are evolving, and with all the evolution that we have been experiencing, there is so much need to continue to revolutionize, the utility of media, technology, and entrepreneurship. And in today's world, where media, technology, and entrepreneurship are key drivers of influence and innovation, these three pillars offer powerful avenues to effect sustainable transformation. Now, I'll walk us through some data and some statistics just before I take on each pillar, because you wonder, what is the interconnectivity of media, technology, and entrepreneurship? And I'll take you there in a few minutes. But let me walk you through some statistics, because I am an academia. I'm currently pursuing my PhD, and I have not go back memory when I go to that sector. So, according to a 2023 report by the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, Africa saw a 40% increase in internet penetration over the past decade, highlighting the growing role of digital technology in everyday life. Now, the Edelman Trust Barometer 2024 showed that 65% of people globally trust businesses to take the lead on societal issues, reflecting the importance of entrepreneurial leadership in driving social change. Now, I've given you statistics in relation to technology. I've given you statistics in relation to entrepreneurship. Now, let's take it a notch further towards media. In the realm of media, a study by Pew Research in 2023 found that 70% of people under 30 get their news from social media, underscoring the critical role of digital media in shaping public discourse. Now, I want to throw a question at you all. How did you learn about Gen Z Summit? For some of you, this summit marks your very first summit you're attending, yes or no? How did you learn about it? You could echo the answers.
Social media.
Internet, digital media, right? So it just corroborates the statistics that I have provided there. That 80% of everyone globally generates news by digital media. Now, what is the value of media? And I'm going to take each trunk of the pillar and speak to each pillar and show you how you can hack the system for good through each pillar They will work towards how the intersection of media, tech, and entrepreneurship can be act for good. Now, the power of media is so instrumental in shaping the narrative. Yes or no? There are facts to back this up. Every country was through the power of what? Media. Some years ago, 4 years ago, we all know about the NSAS movement. Yes or no? And that became a very powerful movement globally through the power of media. Now, let me walk you through a quote by Jim Morrison. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. I'll take that again. Whoever controls the media controls the mind. And you are seeing this. If I'm to just do a little, maybe survey and find out different media platforms you utilize, I would see many of you tweeting towards TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. Many of you may not find yourselves in platforms like LinkedIn. Yes or no? Please, it's an interactive session. So I'm going to be throwing a lot of questions at you, and I want you to be engaged. Right? Will you promise to do that? Yes. I love it. So, many of you don't find yourself across that platform. But it's not too late, right? Because one thing we must understand is that every platform has excellent utility. And depending on how you intend to position yourself and the kind of work and transformational impact you intend to make, you are going to determine the excellent utility of all these media platforms. Now, let me cite an example. On Instagram, we have the likes of Asha. You know Asha? Utilizing the power of Instagram to really empower the marginalized. We see how from time to time he comes online to share relatable stories. Not share relatable stories, but relatable stories where generosity and kindness is exemplified. He could easily have come and say, we donated so or these items too. But when many of you see those videos, do you connect with it, yes or no? It evokes an emotional connection. On LinkedIn, we have the likes of Aoma doing massive stuff with LinkedIn, yes or no? I'm sure many of you know her very well. Right. So the long and short of what I'm trying to say here is the media is very powerful in shaping narratives. Therefore, if it is very powerful in shaping narrative, you and I can decide to be the change we want to see by leveraging media for positives. Beyond leveraging media for the fun of it, right? And all those trending stuff. I don't even go through the trending stuff, which is also nice to do. But you begin to rethink the use of media as a powerful mode of transformational action. So many of you will say, I don't have the platform, or I've not been given the voice. But do you know that media is a great amplifier of voices? Media is a great amplifier of impact. Another example I will cite before moving on to the next pillar is the story around Tunde Onakoya. We know him very well, the founder of Chess in Slums. You saw how he also leveraged the power of media. And he even connected the power of media in such an excellent way with tech, where he was also able to create for educational purposes of marginalized children in underserved communities.
Say, which one are you using?
Now, by active the media system, social entrepreneurs, impact makers, change makers can create compelling narratives that not only inform but also engage and mobilize communities. We saw how today did this, right? And it was powerful. Now, moving on to the second pillar, which speaks to technology as a catalyst for innovation. And I'll take on a quote by MC Hammer. Technology is important because it creates the future. We are able to be a part of the next and create things that exist. We are all partakers of the advent of technology. 20, 30 years ago, it was almost impossible to connect, engage, communicate, interact with people globally, or 30 years ago. But now, it has become a way of living, a lifestyle. It has even become a transformational tool of engaging across any expression, whether as a business owner, as a student, as a career professional, or as anyone aspiring to be anything you would desire to become. Now let's cite the case of technological advancements that have happened, from the creation of mobile apps to blockchain technology, from leveraging AI to virtual reality. I'm just going to take it home by citing a few relatable stories. We have the example of unicorns like Flutterwave and them, who have excellently leveraged the power of technology to educate and train a new generation of software developers. Andela was really one who started your interest in the software development industry, which now has now become a billion-dollar industry. Yes or no? Moving it further, I'll take on another practical example, which speaks to Paystack. No one here will say they don't know Paystack. And cite other examples of other fintech companies like MoneyPoint, OPay, PalmPay, who are revolutionizing the utility of online payments, right? And what have we seen with the utility of technology as a catalyst for innovation? We have seen through these fintech organizations, seen the rise in financial inclusion. The market woman, the street urchin, the small scale holder or person who just started his or her business. Even let me take it home. One man business owner. Many of you here seated right here are entrepreneurs, yes or no? You own your own businesses, but at small scale. And you are seeing how platforms like OPay, platforms like MoneyPoint, platforms like Paystack, Flutterwave have enhanced your ability to carry out business transactions across the globe. Also reveals the impact around technological advancement as well as economic impact. Now, this demonstrates how technology can drive innovation and economic development, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa and globally. And these have shown the potential of digital solutions to address local challenges and contribute to broader economic growth. Now, moving to the third front and pillar, which speaks to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship as a driver of social impact. defined by entrepreneurship as a driver for social impact. Now, many people start businesses for the sole purpose of generating profit. But when we begin to speak about entrepreneurship as a driver for social impact, we're speaking to the nexus within the business to generate profit and make social impact. So the business decides to have a social mission focused on addressing a social challenge or pressing societal issue. And then goes on to birth innovative solutions that traditional business miss out on. And then it uses those solutions to birth sustainable transformation. So the question goes thus: if you're an entrepreneur, are you utilizing entrepreneurship as a driver for social impact? Take this question home and begin to rethink your business model as an entrepreneur. And you wonder, we are just young. Why are you focused on being an entrepreneur? Yes, you're young. Remember, the way I always say, you have the future. And when you say you are the future is what? It's now. Moreover, this knowledge and insight you're stepping into is for the now, for the next, and for tomorrow. So what this does to you is to go back, rethink the model, and begin to restructure a business model that drives social impact. Now, we are seeing how entrepreneurship has the potential to disrupt industries and create new models that prioritize social impact alongside profit. And there are many organizations on this path. Now, still citing the example of Andela. Andela is one of such organizations. It has become a unicorn, but it's making such powerful impact on society. Right? So by addressing addressing the talent gap and creating job opportunities in achieving economic growth while also empowering individuals. Many people have been connected globally just by virtue of going through the program at Angela. And there are many organizations doing the same. My organization, Organization of Africa, there are many organizations doing the same. So entrepreneurs act the system for good, often do so by identifying gaps in the market. When traditional businesses have failed to address social needs, they create innovative solutions that not only fill those gaps, but also contribute to sustainable development. Now, where is the intersection? Why is it important driving an intersection of sustainable transformation, circular economy, and social change through media, technology, and entrepreneurship? The first reason is it is an holistic approach. And how do I know? Each pillar, media, technology, and entrepreneurship, addresses different aspects of social change. But when combined together, when you leverage media plus technology plus entrepreneurship as a comprehensive strategy, it becomes more effective, more powerful than the single approach. The second point here is with regard to its scalability and sustainability. When you drive the intersection of media plus technology and entrepreneurship, you discover that media goes on to amplify your voices, but at the same time, amplifying the impact. And I'll try to get the exact around what Tunde Onokoya did. When he went on to press for the Guinness World Record, but he did it in tandem with also raising resources, financial resources, to educate underserved children or marginalized children in underserved communities. Also, we then want to see that technology-led scales solutions. We are all beneficiaries of technology, yes or no, as an enabler. We have seen how just going online, utilizing Google, utilizing AI, you can definitely find answers to anything you want, yes or no.
Okay, now.
Moreover, you have also seen how you start a business and through digital marketing, right, across different platforms, you can promote your business. Right. So we see that together they offer a pathway to create long-lasting impact. And the third point here speaks to adaptability. The intersection of these pillars allows for a more adaptable approach to social change. Now, in rounding up, I'll leave you with a quote from Alan Kay. The best way to predict the future is to invent. Take that away with you. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. I want us to echo it, chorus it together. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Take it again like the powerful leaders that you are. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. Take it again so it sits into your soul, sits into your soul, and sits into your mind. The best way to predict the future is to invent it. That is to say, you and I are the inventors of the innovative solutions that we see. And the moment we can announce the intersection of media, technology, and entrepreneurship as a system for good, we will go ahead to not just amplify the voices, but amplify impact. So, in rounding off this morning, I want you to make a personal commitment to yourself, right? To be not just an innovator, but an innovator that invents. To say, I am an innovator. I am an innovator, and I invent innovative solutions. And inventing innovative solutions does not mean it has to be something grandiose. It just speaks to identifying a pressing gap or problem in your community and seeking to be the difference that you seek by birthing transformational solutions around you. Thank you. Okay, please, we can do better. Let's give a resounding round of applause for our guest speaker, Director Oluwatoyin Banjo. Thank you so much for that enlightening session. We learned so much, right? She talked about how we can utilize the media, tech, and entrepreneurship for social change. And she also said something. She said that we should not just be innovators. We should be innovators that invent innovative solutions. Are we agreeing to do that? Are we agreeing to do that? All right, so you can say that Gen Z Summit has started on a really high note. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Thank you for everything that you told us today. And now we are ready for the first keynote session. Now I'm going to read this bio real quickly. All right, our first keynote speaker is the Group Chief Information Officer of Dangote Group, and he is the CEO of Dancom Technologies Limited. They provide IT shared services to the group.
Danfoss also manages 1,000 kilometers of aerial fiber to telecom. He joined this group in May 2013. Danfoss Technologies Limited provides IT shared services primarily to Dangote Group across Pan-Africa. His expertise includes business transformation through digitalization, IT leadership, IT strategy, cloud/hybrid IT, value management, information security, network management, and so many more. He started his professional career in 1994 as a management trainee in Steel Authority of India Limited in manufacturing operations, and then moved on to IBM Global Services with a career shift to IT. Now, prior to his current role, he was employed with SAP Labs, Palo Alto as the Director of Product Management for Cloud Integration. And since May 2015, he has been active in the ongoing IT-enabled transformation at Dangote Group, and he oversaw multiple SAP ERP implementations, cloud and hybrid application deployments, development of in-house solutions in area of hardware automation. If you can call me by now because this is the wrong. Logistics, sales and marketing, business continuity, mobile applications, and information security. Now, under his leadership, Dangote IT team has received CIO 100 Award for the year 2018 by IBC. Prasanna is a graduate of mechanical engineering and holds an MBA from the University of Texas at San Antonio and is a resident of San Antonio in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, before I mention his name and before I bring him up here, it is very important that in this session you write, you have questions, jot down your questions, because as soon as he's done with his session, we're going to have a question and answer session. Now, remember I said something when we started. He said that most of our speakers today, these are people that you will not see on a regular day. Tomorrow, you will not see when you're but this, you know this my line here. You know that you people, you live in Lekki at that, right? You will not see him in the bus to Lekki. Sorry, you don't do buses. Apologies. In your ride to Lekki, that you will not see him there, will you? Group B, I know you guys are from Canada, right? Take out what we said. Very good. You will not just randomly see him in your aeroplane, or how do you move? Right? Very good. And group C from Surulere. Right? You will not just randomly see it, so make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of it. Ask as many questions as you can. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Gen Z Summit 2.0, please make welcome our very first keynote speaker in person of Prasanna Kumar Buri. Please, I want you to stand. Let's give a standing ovation. Let's honor him. Please welcome him coming our way, and he's a lot of things to learn so much. Please keep happy with him.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you can hear me okay. So good to see all the friendly faces. Forgive me for missing the bus to be in the theme of this day. The mostly energetic, enthusiastic, and sometimes a bit unpredictable. Both the generation and the time that we live in. And I'm very honored. Thank you, Inka and team, for having me here to share my journey and perhaps inspire you or make you think on the possibilities. Yeah? I've been here in Nigeria for about, this is my 12th year. When I came for I'm not really sure what I'm going to get into. So, I, as you can imagine, I'm from India, one country that is quite similar to Nigeria. We can relate to in so many different things. We eat spicy food, we put up with power cuts, we manage with bank roads, we deal with bureaucracy, politics, law and order, crime, you name it, right? And we have the shared legacy of British rule for many centuries. So we have a lot of things that are quite similar. Good to see my good friend Mr. Ibrahim attending here. He's my colleague from Dangote. Thanks for being here. So we can relate to so many things. And growing up in India, I grew up, I had to deal with a lot of problems. I mean, India, as you know, today is about how many? Take a guess. Twice the population of Nigeria? Twice? 4 times? About 7 times. It's about 1.4 billion people as the most populous country. And it brings along with it a lot of challenges. And there is fierce competition. You know, if you go to admit in a college, you have to face off with hundreds of thousands of candidates who are writing the same entrance exam like you. Right? And I knew growing up, you know, we used to get up at around 5 a.m. to go to tuitions, we call them tuition classes. You know? So you get up, you put on a bicycle, you know, not much of public transportation, by the way. So you ride a bicycle early in the morning, complaining, riding your teeth, you know, sometimes hot, sometimes cold, and there we go, you know. It was a journey. It was quite a journey that if I can be proud of a few things in my life, that's one of those that I have gone through that journey, an arduous journey to fight, to survive, and to climb up, right? If you see a lot of people that look like me being in technology, for every one that you see, there are 15, 20 that are doing something else. You know, not that it's a bad thing, but you only see just a few examples that stand out, right? So coming back to our session, when I got invited for this, I was excited. It's something close to my heart, always to connect with people, to share your journey, and somehow you might be able to add somewhere, to make some positive difference, right? As a technology person in this industry, I can say with my association with Nigeria and Africa goes back to about 2008, where I was doing my master's program. And I did a project on getting vaccines to remote areas. Right? That was my first dive into Africa. And I've discovered that there are so many things that are quite similar in terms of our struggles, battles, our challenges, and our opportunities. Right? So, come 2013, when I got a call, I jumped in. I worked for an inspiring leader, Alaji Aliko Dangote. How many of you heard of his name? Oh, I'm glad you heard of him. That's good. How many of you know that Alaji Aliko Dangote is the richest man in Africa? Right? You know that? And he's the one who employs most people after the Nigerian government in Nigeria. Right? So, it's an inspiring place to be at Dangote Group. I would say, relatively speaking, it's a young organization. It's a journey of inspiration. I encourage you to go and read about him, and see the progression, the struggles that we have been, and often being part of anything significant comes with a lot of challenges, a lot of criticism, a lot of backlash, struggling with finances, struggling with staff, struggling with so many things. But despite all those things, what makes this place work for me is a perseverance, motivation, a zeal to make a positive difference in the communities. And I would encourage each of you to be empathetic to the needs of people around you. Right? Let me go to the, can somebody project the slide? Go to the next one. Okay, so we talk about leadership, but I would like to say, before we even talk about leadership, I would like to be understanding the principles of servanthood. Servanthood. Leadership is all about serving. Don't think leadership as doing a serious bogati and just having people run around you, having a bag or door, saluting you all the time. No. Leadership, real leadership, is about serving. It's about serving, making an impact, making a difference, building something, running something, sustaining something, making peace, right? Enriching people, values, right? So the key thing is, as you undertake this journey, I would encourage you to see what your value system is. Ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in life? Where do you want to go to? Right? Your values, your principles are the foundation. They're the foundation. Forget about your education. Forget about money in the bank. Forget about your family background, your mindset, your anything that we take pride. Oh, I come from some place. I belong to so religion, tribe, whatever. Right? First of all, clarify yourself. What values that we want to live with? That defines the way you go, your trajectory. Set that thing right. Then set your vision. Where do you want to get to? It doesn't have to be something that is very exalted sometimes. I want to be a billionaire. Or I want to employ 10,000 people. It doesn't have to be very elaborate, right? What is your vision? What do you want to do? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be part of government? Be a legislator, be a politician, you want to be in, let's say, police or different services, be a uniform staff. What inspires you? What inspires you? Think about it, reflect upon it, right? But then take action. Take incremental steps. One step at a time. Yeah. If you see the Gen Z, what we are talking about, the focus of our conversation here in Gen Z, and the demographics, quite impressive, right? We are here, we are about media, we are about technology, we are about entrepreneurship. But we need to know what is our demographic, what are we trying to address? Who are these Gen Z people that we talk about? They are about 33% of the world population. Right? It's about 1/3 of the world's population. Right? And that is counting out those people who are retirees, who are a significant number, those who are young, those who are 10, that again a significant number. But this is huge prime population that is entering, either already in the workforce, or they are entering the workforce, right? And they have a consumer population. They're about 44 billion spending power, and they influence about another 600 billion through their family members, their contacts. So there's a lot of spending power in this generation that you see. Right? Then you see they have interesting trends compared to the millennials. Maybe I'm a millennial. I grew up in a kind of a different set of challenges, different mindset, different approach to dealing with this. Right? There's a reason why they call us, they brand you as a millennial or Gen Z or Gen X, Gen Alpha, which is obedience. And interestingly, in my home I have a bit of various generations, right from myself to maybe just made it to millennial. Right? Then I have a couple of youngsters who are Gen Z. Son is doing his second year in college. So is my daughter. And then I have my youngest, who is with Jenna, who is 14. She's a bit confused with generation also. Because she thinks like, I think a millennial sometimes. And honestly, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is the problem. Maybe that's why they call her Jenna. I don't know. But regardless of the brand, regardless of all these great views, right, it comes down to certain values, motivations, vision that we want to get to, and how we are developing this on a daily basis. And Gen Z has some interesting preferences compared to older people and younger people. As you can see, I guess you know already what I'm talking about here. You know, YouTube, and maybe it's debatable whether it's YouTube or Instagram that takes the lead. But it's YouTube, then Instagram, Snapchat maybe, then Facebook is kind of fading, but it's still out there. And then you have Twitter. Sorry, pardon me, X.com. So is there anybody here who doesn't have a social media account? Just by show of hands. I'm curious. Is anyone? No. Is anyone without like a Twitter account here? By show of hands. 2, 3, 4. Imagine, look at that. And I assume you check your messages. Sure, if you have a Twitter, most of you have a smartphone. Smartphone comes along with all the other stuff. YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, right? And you know the power of these social media. Most recently, I don't know if you heard of Bangladesh. Are you in touch with what's happening in the world today? Hello? They just changed the government. They just got elected like 4 months ago. And they got what I'm not going to go into the politics and whether it's right or wrong. But you imagine the power that this generation has to cause enormous upheaval. It can be good, it can be bad. Right? It's very imperative that you use this power with moderation, right? Participation, with awareness. Right? Don't jump into everything that stands up. Don't jump into everything that is like a fact. Don't be carried by rumors. Fact check. Oftentimes our tendency is, oh, you get a message, oh, something is happening in so and so place. Oh, and it kind of graphically makes sense out, and we tend to just click forward. We want to share that information with everybody that we know. But always do fact check. Make sure you read up about it. Media, as we talk about it today, it's a double-edged sword. It can help you, it can hurt you, it can cause disruption. So always know the facts, know the key information, the data behind what you're seeing. There are even ready economic resources that you can use online. They even call it, if you go to Google and look for fact-checking sources, you see a few good ones. Right? So always check the facts. So let's talk a bit about Gen Z in Nigeria. Can we go to the next one? Thank you. In Nigeria, Gen Z are 54%. 54% as of year 2024. It's about 54%. It's significant. The power is incredible. It's mind-blowing. You have such an active, capable population that can be part of your workforce, who can do things, who can inspire, who can make a change, right? And then if you see the potential, and about 80% of these, according to surveys, are connected, they are internet. So anything that you want to do as an entrepreneur in technology, leveraging media, you have to keep these factors in mind. How you can connect with them, how you can understand. Go and do some research. If some of you are inspired to engage in a startup venture, like my previous speakers spoke about, in innovation, what can you innovate? What can you invent for the conditions that we are in? Right? Oftentimes, solutions are born out of innovation, ingenuity. Right? If you see the history of the world, Second World War was a devastating last big event where the world had a major upheaval. The countries that were decimated, destroyed, bombed, nuked, they say, to the ground. Right? Japan, they were nuked literally. The only country perhaps to be nuked in the world today. And we pray it doesn't happen again. Then you have countries like Germany, who, because of